Hello everyone and welcome to the RSM Middle Market Business Index briefing for Q4 2023. I'm delighted to be joined by RSM economist Tom Pugh, who's going to take us through the key findings.
The headline news is that the MMBI declined a little in Q4, moving down 5 points to 141.5 amid a weaker economy and lower profit growth. However, the index remains well above 100, indicating that continued resilience in the mid-market. What's more, a large proportion of firms expect economic and business conditions to pick up in the first half of next year. One reason for optimism is that inflation should fall sharply. Cost pressures continue to ease in Q4 as input and output prices rose at a slower rate. In addition, the labour market is now loosening. The unemployment rate is rising, and the middle market significantly slowed the pace of hiring in Q4. But this isn't being reflected in slowing pay growth just yet. So, the end of the year is proving tough, but the MMBI is pointing to slow growth rather than a recession, and expectations for next year remain positive. So there are clear risks, but it's not all bad news.
Terrific, thanks Tom for that. Now let's talk about a couple of things. I want to just spend a few moments talking about key investment decisions. What do you think are some of the key investment decisions businesses should be considering given those results?
So the things that we're really thinking hard about are labour enhancing or productivity enhancing investments. Stuff that's, how do you make your people better? And in some cases, how can you produce more without having to hire more people? And these are key decisions that need to be taken now and will pay off over the next 5 to 10 years.
So some of the things we're talking about, generative AI,
exactly,
infrastructure, capital investment.
Exactly.
And money is still relatively cheap?
Well, money is not as cheap as it
No.
as it certainly as it was. But if you're looking in a historical context, it's not particularly expensive.
Right.
And certainly the evidence that we've got from the MMBI and other places is there are still plenty of positive return investment opportunities out there.
Okay, let's focus on the outlook for 2024. Let's start with inflation. The inflation outlook for 24, are we seeing that coming down? Is that still likely?
Yeah, so we've seen a big fall in Q4.
Yeah.
We're likely to see another big fall kind of in the spring next year. And then it will probably hover around 2.5% for most of next year, really.
Right, okay, so that's that. In interest rates, how are they aligning? Are we? You've been quoted before as saying this isn't the Matterhorn in terms of up and down. This is more of a Table Mountain effect with interest rates. Is that still the case? And can people take some surety in terms of as much as they can that they can plan ahead based on that?
Yeah, I think so. After we had that really encouraging inflation number, financial markets have started to price in an interest rate cut as soon as March. I think that's probably getting a bit ahead of ourselves. I think we're probably going to see interest rates held at 5.25% really until the second half of next year, maybe Q3 next year, right, just so that the Bank of England can be really sure that inflation problem is gone and it isn't going to start to come back.
And where are we in terms of concerns over a UK recession? Have those concerns abated in any way, shape or?
I mean, the economy has been, again, Q3, surprised on the resilience side yet again. But no, we're certainly not out of the woods. We're not forecasting a recession, but we're not forecasting very much growth either. So it really wouldn't take much to tip it over in terms of into a recession. In terms of probabilities,
don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Well, look, please go on to the real economy part of the RSM website to have a look at the full findings of the MMBI for Q4. There's a lot of good information there. Please, most importantly, reach out to your normal RSM contact and have a discussion about how the MMBI and what the MMBI is saying relates to your business, and those conversational pieces around productivity enhancing investments, which are really difficult things to be talking about when we have got these economic headwinds still there, need to be had regardless. So please have a look at the website, enjoy, and thank you very much for watching.